Hi guys! Before I proceed, please like this video, turn on your notifications to receive updates whenever I make a post. Thank you! I guess when they talk about the first woman to drive a car in Africa, your mind will go to Mrs. Funmilayo, Ransome Kuti, Fela's mother. Well, she's more than that. She's a lot more than that. She's more than just a woman that drove the first woman to drive a car in Africa. This African woman fought so much during the Nigerian colonial era. She was focused on women's rights, education, and political activism, and she remains a significant figure in Nigerian history. Well, I'm going to be telling you a whole lot about Funmilayo Ransome Kuti. Funmilayo was a teacher, women's rights activist, political campaigner, and a traditional aristocrat. She was also the only woman among the men that fought against colonial rule. She was the only woman in the NCNC's delegation to London in 1947 to negotiate for independence. NCNC is National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons. In 1951, she ran unsuccessfully for a seat in the Regional Assembly as a candidate of National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, which she helped found in 1944. She served several terms on local council of Abeokuta between 1949 and 1960. She also helped in organizing the Abeokuta Ladies Club, a civic and charitable group of Western educated Christian women in 1932. And then Funmilayo sacked the Alake of Igbaland in 1948, who was famously driven into exile in 1948 by the Abeokuta women folk. In her words, "Alake, for a long time you have used your as a mark of authority that you are our husband. Today we shall reverse the order and use our to play the role of a husband." She was a leading advocate of women's rights in Nigeria during the first half of the 20th century. She campaigned for a better representation of women in local governing bodies and an end to unfair taxes on market women. Nigerian ladies, in everything I have read about Funmilayo, I didn't see anywhere she went to get BPL or buy luxurious cars or get herself luxurious gifts and the rest. Make I continue, I will make I mind my business. As her political influence grew, she took part in the Nigerian independence movement, attending conferences and joining overseas delegations to discuss proposed national constitutions. She organized literacy classes for lower-income women. In 1928, she established one of the first preschool classes in Nigeria. She served several times in local council of Abeokuta between 1949 and 1960. She is the mother of Fela Anikulapo Kuti and Beko Ransome Kuti, and the grandmother of Femi Kuti and Shehu Kuti. Funmilayo died at the age of 77 after being wounded in a military raid on a family property.
Not been anybody in this whole politics in Africa. Only two people have walked on the streets to follow people to where they are going. Nkrumah and my mother. What are you talking about? All this nonsense that you have hanging around here. They sit down in cars, man. This government threw my mother out of window. Mrs. Funmilayo Anikulapo Kuti, who fought her blood for this country on the streets. Them burn many houses. Them burn my house too. Them kill my mama. So I carry the coffin. I waka waka waka. Them waka waka waka. We go up a lady. We go down barracks.
Since we're talking about colonial era, I just decided to bring you a tip on some things I'm very sure you don't know. So this is why the Yoruba people still call police Olokpa till date. So here is what I found. During the colonial era in Nigeria, the British colonial authorities imposed strict regulations on the use of firearms by the Nigerian police force. This was part of a broader policy aimed at maintaining control and minimizing the risks of armed uprisings or rebellions. So the colonial Nigerian police force were not allowed to use guns but only sticks to enforce the law. That is why they got the name Olokpa, which translates to a person with a stick. Another one. I just say make I show in a video. Watch this. This was near some Kuti 1 year ago.
You have seen a governor? You won't serve the governor? He's a small boy. What a small boy will do to you? You understand that this small boy you're talking about, the power both from heaven and earth is with him. When he descends on you, then you know that Kakindo be leader. So those of us who understand what power is all about will respect the authority. It is not by our power, it is how God has made it. If God said you will not be, you will not be. If God said you will be, you.
I am very sure you've not heard this one. This is a new soundtrack that is going on in Rivers State. Listen and be blessed.